Hello, my name is Brian Condron, and today I'd like to give you a quick review of the Windows 7 operating system. Now, I've been using it myself for about 4 weeks, ever since the launch date, and overall I am pretty satisfied, and hopefully I can give you a good feel of all the benefits and features, and so you can decide whether or not it's worth upgrading. Okay, so one of the first things you'll notice about Windows 7 is that the boot time is slightly shorter when compared to both XP and Vista. So if we just start up this computer here for demonstration purposes. Now, I'm using a 2-year-old Dell Dimension PC with 2 GB of RAM. This is a pretty standard mid-range computer about 2 years ago, so it should give you a good indication of what you can expect on your own computer. We're using Windows 7 Home Premium Edition. There are other editions, the Professional and Ultimate, but home users should not need the extra features. Once you open the box, you'll find it actually comes with 2 discs. Now these are the 32-bit and 64-bit editions of the operating system. Most people should install the 64-bit rather than the 32-bit edition. It's if you have a computer with more than 2 GB of RAM, you actually need the 64-bit edition to get the best usage out of your extra memory. For people who use specialist equipment, mostly hardware like a very old printer or an old scanner, you might find you need a 32-bit edition, but software-wise, anything that works with 32 will work for 64, there should not be a problem there. And now we find in about 45 seconds we're ready to go. Overall, Windows 7 doesn't look significantly different to Windows Vista. Users will find the desktops quite similar, so I'll just run through the aspects that have been improved in 7. First thing you'll notice is that the quick launch icons in the taskbar have been combined. When you open a program, its icon appears in the taskbar, and when you hover over that item, you get a preview of all windows open for that particular program. This comes in useful when you've got multiple windows open and wish to find one particular window. You can even make windows close every other window except the one you want to use by just gripping it with the mouse and shaking it. To work with 2 windows, a useful feature has been added, where you drag one window against the side of the screen and it expands to fill half that screen. Doing this with another window allows you to fill the screen with just 2 windows, which I found quite useful, especially when you're using an application like Excel and want to compile something from a list using a text document. A very useful feature added in Windows 7 is the library feature. Here we're provided with a few stock libraries, usually pictures, music, documents and videos, but you can specify your own. When you open the Pictures library, for instance, the library file scans your hard drive for all files which fall into that category, and it presents them as if they were all in one folder. This is quite useful for finding all the pictures you have on your hard drive, rather than looking at about 2 or 3 separate folders for separate users. If you have installed Windows 7 on your computer, I would recommend that you install the Windows Live Essentials. And that's by going to download.live.com and just pressing the Install Now button. This basically completes your installation of Windows 7 because for some antitrust reasons Microsoft has not been able to include all the features on the Windows 7 disks, and not a lot of users might just think they've vanished. These are pretty useful applications like Windows Mail, which has replaced Outlook Express, and Windows Calendar as the main email program, and Windows Movie Maker and Windows Messenger, pretty useful applications. But luckily these are pretty easy to install. Just go to the website, press the Install Now button, and you'll be guided step by step through the process to add which additional features you want to add to your Windows 7. The start menu seems to be the same as in Vista, however there was one small tweak which I personally find very useful. To shut down the computer, you simply press the button marked Shut Down. All other options such as Restart or Log Off, for instance, are on a separate shutdown menu. Too often in Vista I thought I had shut down the computer before going to bed, only to find that in the morning I had accidentally pressed the wrong option and restarted it, left it on all night. Well, after all that, the question is, should you upgrade? In my opinion, if you're still using Windows XP, then upgrading to Windows 7 is a no-brainer. I mean, XP was a good operating system in its day, but it is coming to 8 years now, and you will find that more and more in the next few years there'll be a lot less compatible with modern software. If you're using a Windows Vista machine, You can probably get away with not upgrading just yet. Windows Vista, if it's working well for you now, you're not going to see any significant benefits by upgrading to Windows 7. Things will be slightly better, but not enough to justify the €100 upgrade charge. In fairness, the best way to upgrade operating systems is to buy a new computer. So if you are planning on buying a new computer within the next year, it will come with Windows 7 on it, and that will be a much easier process than trying to upgrade yourself. So overall, Windows 7, it's fast, it's very usable, and it has been extensively tested, so there's going to be none of the incompatibility issues we had with Windows Vista. In fact, it may just be Microsoft's best operating system yet. For Villa81, my name is Brian Condron.